Religion has been a cornerstone of human society, shaping our values, morals, and understanding of the world. Yes, as we grapple with pressing global issues like climate change and gender inequality, many traditional religions' interpretations seem to clash with modern scientific understanding and social progress. Today, we'll explore this tension. Can our faith provide the moral compass and practical solution to this complex challenge? Join me as we dive into this topic and consider how religion can be forced for good in the 21st centuries. Hello and welcome to today's episode. I'm your host Nakalaya Portapsampan. A little bit about myself is I grew up in Thailand, which is a Buddhist community, and when I came to the US, I started to explore Christianity out of my curiosity. What I got exposed to from both of the religions was kind of distant from the environment and gender issue, but when I look closer to the context, it has something more than that, and I want to see how belief integrate with this issue. And also, human society is based on religion, which shape our morals, value, and worldviews. Religion, in my opinions, has a big influence on how people define their gender roles and identity because it frequently creates gender-related norm and expectation in both religion and general society. Gender role and identities are frequently mentioned either explicitly or implicitly in religion texts and teaching. However, religion also frequently provides consolation and direction, particularly in difficult moments. My idea for this podcast was inspired by the interpretation that appear to be conflict with one another. Before we take a closer look at specific religions, have you heard the term of Mother Earth? The concept of Mother Earth is a fascinating example of how spirituality can intersect with environmentalism. While this idea has been explored in various cultural and religious contexts, it's essential to acknowledge the diversity of human experience and belief. Lish 2007 asserts that the idea of Earth Mother myth is undermined within the framework of ecofeminism. According to this myth, women are obligated to care for nature and are innately linked to it. This idea has come under fire from essentializing women and needing to acknowledge the variety of their interaction with the environment. While Leach does not explicitly link this myth to specific religion belief, they do acknowledge that the concept of women being the spiritual protectors of the earth has been prevalent in many societies. This link raised the prospect that perception of women's role in environmental management may be influenced by cultural norm and religion belief. Yet the source also suggests against using such generalization as a basic for essentializing women and their relationship to nature. Women produce and reproduce life not only within this body, but also in the forest and field, according to Barigeshi 2000. By linking women's reproductive role to their natural activity, this statement may be contrasting religion view on women's roles as life givers. Buddhism, for instance, Buddhism offers unique perspective on gender equality and environmentalism. The Buddha teaching emphasized compassion and equality, establishing an order of nuns to power women in spiritual pursuit. While historical and societal factors have sometimes hindered the full realization of these ideals, Buddhism continues to inspire more just and sustainable future. Buddhism core teaching promotes a deep respect for a life and the interconnectedness of all being. This ecological consciousness is reflected in practice like mindfulness, which encourage awareness of one's impact on the environment. Here are some key points about the Buddha teaching and their impact on environment and gender roles. His journey began after Prince Siddhartha renounced his royal life and embarked on the spiritual path. He left the opulent city of Kabilavasu and ventured into the wilderness. Like many ascetic, seeking to detach themselves from worldly comfort. The forest became significant and sacred place in Buddhism. Throughout his journey of enlightenment and subsequent teaching, the Buddha often chose forest as the backdrop for his spiritual endeavors. For instance, he attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree in the dense forest of Makara and delivered his first sermon, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, to the five ascetics in the deer park near Varanasi. This example highlights the profound connection between Buddhism and the natural world, particularly forests. When discussing Buddhism and the environment, a fundamental ethical framework emerged that encourages humans to perceive the natural world and all living beings as interconnected companions. This perspective fosters a deep respect for life and promotes harmonious coexistence between human and nature. Buddhism emphasized interdependence rather than dominance, encouraging us to avoid exploiting or harming the environment. Central to Buddhist environmental ethics is concept of dependent origination or patitta samutpatha. This principle explains the interconnectedness of all phenomena, exerting that everything arises in dependence upon other factors. When applied to environmental issues, this principle reveals the intricate web of life. For instance, the existing of forests is contingent upon factors such as soil, water, and climate. Conversely, the destruction of forests leads to cascade of negative consequences, impact biodiversity, water cycle, and ultimately human well-being. By understanding the interconnected nature of existence, Buddhists are motivated to protect and restore the environment, recognizing that our action has consequences, both positive and negative, encourage us to adopt sustainable practice and promote environmental stewardship. Ultimately, the principle of dependent origination highlights the inseparability of human well-being and the health of the planet. The Buddha extols six qualities of monastic conduct, two of which directly relate to environmental conservation. This involve cultivating flowers, fruits, and trees for shade, and as boundaries for meditation space, as well as caring for the surrounding forest. By encouraging such practice, the Buddha fostered a deep connection between monks and the natural world. The Buddha often praised meditation in tranquil settings, particularly in forests. While residing in the forest, monks were expected to adhere strictly to the precepts, refraining from harming trees, animals, or the forest itself. This mutual relationship between monks and the forest was mutually beneficial, the forest providing a conducive environment for meditation while the monks act as guardians of the natural world. This intimate connection between monks and nature serves as powerful example of how humans can live in harmony with the environment. By observing this relationship, people can learn to appreciate the interconnectedness of all living beings and importance of preserving natural ecosystem. The value of dependent origination for environmental sustainability when applied to environmental issue, this principle reveals the following. First, overcoming anthropocentrism. Dependent origination challenge anthropocentric views that place human at the center of the universe. It encourages us to see ourselves as an integral part of the natural world rather than separate from it. By recognizing our interconnectedness with all living beings, we can cultivate a deeper respect for another species and ecosystem. Second, a framework for sustainable living. Dependent origination provides a framework for sustainable living by emphasizing the long-term consequence for our action. It encourages us to consider how our choice today will impact future generations. For example, understanding that deforestation can lead to soil erosion, water scarcity, and climate change motivate us to adopt practice that protects forests. Third, cultivating compassion and mindfulness. By recognizing independence of all things, we cultivate compassion for all living beings. This compassion motivates us to minimize harm to the environment and to promote practice that benefit both human and nature. Mindfulness, another key Buddhist practice, allows us to develop deeper awareness of our impact on the world around us. By understanding the interconnectedness of all phenomena, we can develop deeper appreciation for environment and make more informed choice about how we live. Karma and environmental conservation in Buddhism. The concept of karma, or the law of cause and effect, has profoundly influenced the life of Buddhists worldwide. This belief, deeply rooted in Buddhist philosophy, posits that actions have consequence both in this life and in future existence. In Thai Buddhism, the belief in karma is reflected in various aspects of cultural life, including art, literature, and religion practice. The belief in karma has had significant impact on environmental conservation in several ways. First, Loi Krathong Festival. Traditionally, the Loi Krathong Festival involved releasing floating baskets adorned with candles and flowers into rivers. Beyond its spiritual significance, this practice has evolved to include elements of environmental consequences. Many Buddhists now see the festival as an opportunity to apologize to the river for pollution and to express gratitude for the benefits they provide. The custom of releasing fish and birds during Logathon also promotes compassion for animals and the preservation of aquatic ecosystem. Second, sand pagoda building. This tradition, often associated with the Songkran festival, involves constructing sand pagodas within temple grounds. The act of carrying sand into the temple is seen as the way to give it back to the earth and to pay respect to the Buddha. This practice fosters a sense of stewardship toward the natural environment. Benefits of karma for environmental conservation. Direct benefits. The belief in karma discourages harmful action toward the environment and other beings. People who believe in karma are likely to avoid action that could have negative consequences, such as deforestation or pollution, out of fear of experiencing negative karma in the future. Indirect benefits. Karma has fostered a reciprocity of environmental practice and tradition. For example, the belief in forest spirits and the concept of sacred grove has helped to protect many forests in Thailand. Additionally, the emphasis on gratitude and compassion in Buddhism encourage people to protect and preserve the natural world. The role of metta, loving kindness. Metta or loving kindness is another important Buddhist concept that is closely related to environmental conservation. Metta is the cultivation of selfless love and compassion toward all beings. When practiced consistently, metta can lead to deep sense of interconnectedness with all living things and strong desire to protect the environment. The concept of karma has played a significant role in shaping Thai attitude toward the environment by fostering a sense of interconnectedness, responsibility, and compassion. Karma has encouraged Buddhists to adopt sustainable practice and protect the natural world. While the belief in karma deeply rooted in religion's faith, its positive impact on the environment has universal implication. Empowering women, the Buddhist perspective. The Buddha's establishment of Bhikkhuni Sangha, an order of nuns, was a revolutionary step toward gender equality. This allowed women to pursue spiritual liberation on equal footing with men. The Therigatha, a collection of poems by Buddhist nuns, provide a prominent glimpse into their experience of freedom, resilience, and spiritual attainment. The Buddha teaching challenged patriarchal norms by recognizing women's spiritual potential and advocating for their equal rights. This inclusion approach has inspired countless women throughout history to break free from societal constrained and pursue their aspirations. Recognition of women's spiritual attainments. The Buddha acknowledged the spiritual achievement of many women, recognizing them as arhats, enlightenment beings, and prizing their wisdom, discipline, and dedication. This challenged and believed that women were inherently inferior and incapable of high spiritual attainment. For example, the Buddha praised Apalawana and Patakara for their monastic discipline, Kema for her wisdom, and Dhammadina for her teaching ability. Emphasis on equal dignity and rights, Buddhism promotes the fundamental equality of all human beings, irrespective of gender, caste, or social status. The Buddha saw women as one of the seven jewels of society, a significant statement that elevated their status and worth. Challenging patriarchy and gender discrimination, the Buddha actively challenged patriarchal norms by encouraging respect for women, advocating against polygamy, and promoting the idea that both men and women should have equal opportunity for education, ordination, and economic development. Subtle gender disparities. While the Buddha advocated for gender equality, certain practices within the monastic order reflected the social norm of the time. The eight special rules imposed on Bhikshudini, for example, placed them in a position of subordination to monks. Scholars suggest these rules may have been pragmatic measures to ensure the acceptance and survival of the Bhikshudini Sangha in a patriarchal society. It is important to note that while Buddha's teachings represented a significant step toward gender equality, the actual realization of this ideal was complex and influenced by societal norms. The source highlight that even within Buddhist community, women often took on more submissive roles and faced limitations in accessing quality education and leadership positions. Despite this challenge, the Buddha teaching provides a foundation for more egalitarian society, paving the way for women to pursue spiritual growth and contribute meaningfully to society. The source emphasized that the continued application of Buddhist principles such as mindfulness, compassion, and right action is crucial for creating a more just and sustainable society where women can fully realize their potential. Sustainable development involves meeting current needs without jeopardizing the ability of future generations to meet their needs. A key aspect of this is ensuring equal access to education for all gender, which is crucial for empowering individuals and fostering social progress. Education plays vital role in promoting gender equality, sustainable development. The source highlight the importance of STEM education for women and girls, particularly within Buddhist communities. By providing equal opportunity in this field, society can empower women to contribute to scientific and technology advancements. Buddhist teachings advocate for cultivation of valuables such as mindfulness, compassion, and nonviolence, which contribute to a peaceful and sustainable society. This value can foster tolerance, understand, and harmonize relationships, essential for addressing social issues and promoting well-being. It is emphasized the need for greater support and resources for Buddhist nuns to pursue education and leadership role. Empowering women within religion institutions is crucial for advancing gender equality and promoting positive social change. It is need to be emphasized the need for greater support and resource for Buddhist nuns to pursue education and leadership roles. Empowering women within religious institutions is crucial for advancing gender equality and promoting positive social change. An example of activism that includes everyone in the community and helps the environment in Thailand is Prapaisan Visalo, a renowned Buddhist monk and environmental activist, recognizing that the Thai people's deep respect for monks and nuns. Prapaisan has been instrumental in promoting environmental conservation efforts, particularly in rural areas. For instance, he has encouraged villagers in Gangtraw district, Chayapum province to reduce the cultivation of cassava and sugarcane, which depletes the soil. Instead, he has promoted sustainable agriculture practice. While this effort has shown some success in reducing deforestation, Papaisan acknowledged that challenges remain. Papaisan has also initiated the Dhamma Yatra for Songkla Lake project. This initiative aims to raise awareness among communities surrounding Songkla Lake about the importance of protecting the lake ecosystem. The lake has suffered from pollution due to industrial activity and unsustainable practice. By mobilizing both monk and lay people, Papaisan seeks to inspire a nationwide movement for environmental conservation. Pradamajayo, another influenced Buddhist monk, has emphasized the interconnectedness of humans and nature. He views nature as a socialist system where all beings coexist harmoniously. According to him, humans have a moral obligation to use natural resources responsibly and share the surplus with others. Traditional belief about forest spirit and the roles of monks and nuns in protecting sacred groves have also played significant role in forest conservation in Thailand. Local communities often believe that these spirits will bring misfortune to those who harm the forest. This belief, combined with the effort of monks and nuns and environmental organizations, has helped to preserve some Thailand forests. Buddhism has played a crucial role in shaping Thai attitudes toward the environment by promoting values such as compassion, mindfulness, and interconnected. Buddhism has inspired countless individuals to dedicate their life. Another example of activism is forest ordination, a sacred ritual for conservation. Forest ordination is a Buddhist ritual designed to foster a deep respect for nature and promote environmental conservation. Through this ceremony, trees are symbolically ordained as monks or nuns, elevating their status and ensuring their protection. The ritual and its significance. The ritual begins with community identifying a specific forest area. A committee is formed to establish rules and regulations for the conservation of this area. Buddhist monks are then invited to conduct a ceremony where trees are blessed and symbolically clothed in saffron robes, mirroring the ordination of a monk or nun. By ordaining trees, the community affirmed their belief in the sacredness of nature. The trees become protected entities, symbolizing the interconnectedness of all living beings. This spiritual connection discouraged people from harming the tree, as doing so would be considered a violation of sacred ground. The connection between Buddhism and nature. The practice of forest ordination is deeply rooted Buddhist teaching. Many significant events in the life of the Buddha, such as his birth, enlightenment, and passing, are associated with trees. Tree has been revered as symbols of wisdom, compassion, and life. By ordaining trees, Buddhists pay homage to these natural wonders and reaffirm their commitment to living in harmony with nature, community, and conservation. Beyond its spiritual significance, forest ordination also serves as a powerful tool for community building. The process of identifying a forest area, establishing rules, and organizing the ceremony requires the active participation of community members. This collective effort fosters a sense of ownership and responsibility for the forest. Moreover, the ritual reinforces the idea that humans interconnect with the nature world and that protecting the environment is essential for well-being of all. The practice of forest ordination has had a significant impact on environmental conservation in many regions. By treating forests as sacred space, community has been able to preserve valuable ecosystem and protect biodiversity. Furthermore, these rituals have helped to raise awareness about the importance of forests and inspire people to adopt more sustainable lifestyle. Forest ordination is a unique and effective way to promote environmental conservation by combining spiritual practice with community engagement. This ritual fosters a deep respect for nature and inspire people to protect the planet. Harnessing belief for conservation, a Thai belief for a Thai belief perspective. Belief in the supernatural and spirits has been deeply ingrained in Thai society for centuries. While modernization has challenged these traditional beliefs, they remain influential, particularly in rural communities in the realm of forest conservation. These beliefs have proven to be powerful tools for protect natural resources. Local belief and forest conservation. การณดิตสิงหากัน a seasoned forestry expert emphasized the prevalence of local belief in forest area. This belief often involves spirits or deities associated with forests, rivers, and mountains. While these beliefs may vary from region to region, they typically center around the idea that these natural entities should be respected and protected. Forest officials have found that understanding and respecting this local belief is crucial for successful conservation efforts. By acknowledging the spiritual significance of forests, officials can build trust with local community and encourage their participation in conservation initiatives. For instance, the practice of conducting ritual before entering a forest or offering sacrifice to forest spirit in common in many regions. Traditional practice and sustainable conservation. The case of Pusonsai in Leh province exemplify how local belief can contribute to long-term conservation. The community deep-rooted belief in the sacredness of the forest has helped to protect this area from deforestation for centuries. The annual ritual of offering blessing to the forest spirits has strengthened the community's connection to the land and reinforced their commitment to its protection. Similarly to Korean people of Thailand has a strong tradition of forest conservation based on their belief in their interconnectedness of all living things. The custom such as avoiding hunting certain animals and respecting sacred groves have helped to preserve biodiversity in their ancestral lands. Balancing traditional and modernity. While traditional beliefs have played a vital role in conservation, it is essential to balance them with modern scientific knowledge. Forest officials must be able to communicate with local communities in a way that respects their beliefs while also providing them with accurate information about environmental issues. For example, if a community believes that a particular species of animal is protected by spirits, forest officials can work with local leaders to develop conservation strategies that reinforce this belief while also promoting scientific understanding of the species' ecological roles. By integrating Buddhist teaching into daily life, communities can strive toward a more just and sustainable world for all beings. This alignment with Buddhist value of equality, compassion, and interconnectedness can be achieved through various means, including promoting education and challenging patriarchal norms, advocating for equal educational opportunity, particularly for women and girls, and challenging discriminatory practice within Buddhist community. Cultivating mindfulness and compassion practice, mindfulness and meditation to foster self-awareness, reduce negative emotion and cultivate compassion for all beings. Empower women and support sustainable development, supporting women-led initiative, ensuring gender responsive sustainability policy and promoting sustainable practice like dana, generosity. By incorporating this practice into community life, we can foster a more harmonious and equitable future for all. Even though we didn't have time to go through every religion in this podcast, we can see that Buddhism has played a crucial role in shaping Thai attitude toward the environment by promoting compassion, mindfulness, and interconnectedness. Buddhism has inspired countless individuals to dedicate their life to protecting the natural world. The work of monks and like Pra Paisan and Pra Dhammajayo exemplifies the power of spiritual teaching to drive positive social and environmental change. Local beliefs and cultural practice can be powerful tools for promoting environmental conservation. By understanding and respect this belief, conservationists can build stronger relationships with local community and achieve more sustainable outcomes. However, it is essential to strike a balance between traditional knowledge and scientific understanding to ensure that conservation efforts are both effective and culturally appropriate. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.